Welcome back to The Charismatic Voice. Do you ever feel haunted by music or maybe even a particular voice? Amy Lee has been haunting me. Her voice has some sort of like supernatural power to just linger. And I'd be scared if I didn't love her timbre so much. So I am coming back for more, and I'm going to listen to Going Under Now for the first time ever, unless she's sung it in my dreams, of course. Let's get to it.
Now I will tell you what I've done for you. 50,000 tears I've cried, screaming, deceiving, and bleeding for you. And you still won't hear me. Don't want your hand this time.
Wow. I am really shocked by how much sort of crunchy sounds we're getting in the beginning. It feels more metal than some of the music I've heard from them before. And it also, the vocal technique is more edgy. It's more scary. Okay, back to the beginning.
Now I will tell you what I've done for you. 50,000 tears I've cried, screaming, deceiving.
She's really playing with this edge of almost like a Valley Girl kind of sound where you start to go into, some people will describe it as fry. It's not the same kind of fry as like an upper constriction metal scream, but it tends to have a little more, there's less breath support that's happening underneath. It's not enough breath and periodicity that's happening in the vocal folds to really create a true tone. And it starts to essentially unravel at the vocal folds, but it's doing it when there isn't a lot of breath pressure. So it's not something I'm really worried about the safety of when it's just done sparingly like this in the style. I think it adds a lot of extra expression in a kind of creepy good way.
Now I will tell you what I've done for you. 50,000 tears I've cried, screaming, deceiving, and bleeding.
Oh God.
And you still.
The piano pitches back there and some of the sounds, they almost sound like it's playing with like a very avant-garde piano technique, but also a little prepared piano, which is when you literally stick stuff between the strings of the piano and it makes weird noises. It is bad to do to pianos. Okay, you only do this to pianos that are probably going to be thrown away or pianos that are going to be very, very well taken care of so it doesn't damage the whole thing. I would never make a prepared piano out of a Steinway, just FYI. I'm going to go back one more time right in here, see if we can look at that or listen for that piano one more time.
Deceiving and bleeding for you. And you
Right?
still.
There's like a whoosh thing in the background too. That's such a cool mixing of her voice though. One of the reasons that section worked so well for me is that they used parallel octaves with her voice. So they kept her in this writing, they kept her singing both that super low kind of crunchy sound that we got at the beginning, and then she went into her higher, it's like a belty range, though it isn't actually, I don't think it's incredibly powerful belty. Instead, it's just super focused belting. You get this sort of bright shimmer on it. If she was to just hop up to the high belty, I don't think it would carry that intro with us as well. And so getting them both at the same time, it made the story feel like it was going to the next level and we weren't going into a new story. I want to go back to the beginning one more time, play it all the way through to here, because with all of my excited stops, I feel like I just want to listen more to that through line.
Now I will tell you what I've done for you. 50,000 and tears I've cried.
Why 50,000?
Screaming, deceiving, and bleeding for you. And you still won't hear me. Don't want your hand this time, I'll save myself. Maybe I'll wake up once, not tormented, daily defeated by you. Just when I thought I'd reached the bottom, I'm going on, drowning you.
Nice. Okay, I feel like I have a more complete picture now of that first minute of the song and the way that they went from crunchy super lows in her voice, then did the parallel octaves, and then there was this moment where the song felt like it hovered just a little bit before dropping into the chorus, which is now where we're at. That hovering feeling was achieved partly by dropping out that lower parallel octave that I talked about before. It overall, it's just created this incredible ramping up of the energy and then increasing anticipation even more before dropping us into this chorus. Really smart writing. But I think it's not just smart. It feels like there's intuition here that just knew instinctually how to grab our emotions and to soar with them. I like it. I want to go back just a little bit at that bridge. There were a couple interesting things in there. Or I should say pre-chorus, my bad. Pre-chorus, not bridge. So in the background, there's almost a sound like something is powering down. I like the way they've brought in a lot of the chorus or my goodness, words today. A lot of the audience noises in here. It sounds like almost like there's a certain loneliness that is being established. It's interesting to me watching the video and starting to look at these words a little bit more. It feels like there is a message about the loneliness of being in a touring band, of being a lead singer. It can be a very, very difficult path to walk for so many different reasons. I'll talk a little bit more about that later, see if it is going in that direction. For now, let's catch this pre-chorus into the chorus one more time. I love the long lines of the chorus. It's beautifully sustained and really, really stable too. I get the sense that she's got a fantastic support system underneath her that is there and ready for long, extended, belted notes. I also love the balance of her tone. This is one of the things I was talking about before. I think she has an incredible timbre in her voice, meaning the color. Some people say timbre. Timbre would be the French, but every single language out there, I think, that tries to just describe a voice will at some point come across this word and then try to say that word in their language. Anyhow, I'm going to say timbre because that's one of the ways that I learned it, but there are many different ways to say it. Color of the voice. When we get a voice that has lots of different contrasting colors in it, sometimes we'll call it more balanced. I hear warmth in the sound, and it's not a ton of depth, but there is some depth. Like if I was to talk about mattress firmness, compare this to her voice, I'd say like it's kind of like medium, right? But then she has this incredible sparkle and brightness in the timbre, especially when she gets up into this long, extended, powerful, belty range. She's got so much clarity in the sound there. So it's like medium for a mattress, but maybe we have gold sheets on it, right? It like bright, bright, sparkly. And heck, let's throw on a comforter that probably has incredibly bright embroidery stitched into it. It's a beautiful combination of different colors that I find just really pleasing to the ear. It's really wonderful. When we talk about anytime voices you can hear sing just anything. This kind of voice really, to me, is an anytime voice because she has that balance of different colors. Back one more time. I like the harmonies and layers there too. And that little slide off, for me, that is the cherry on top. One more time there. You know, I should have said that this is like the decorative pillow on top if we're going to keep with that same analogy, right? The way it's a very specific amount that she's sliding off. It's not just kind of off into the unknown. It does a distinct step down, which maybe if we're thinking about the words, is like a shovel full of dirt or something that goes on down to the next terrace, essentially. Really, I love the specificity there and the way that the voice seems to surge there with an extra bit of leftover emotion. Oh, shoot.
Always confusing the thoughts in my head. So I can't trust myself anymore.
Wow, this song just feels so much more daring even. This is super fascinating. Also, dang, I write my intros. I think about the intros to the videos that I make, and I really will try and craft them around something I want to say about the singer before I hear it. Truly, before I've heard any of it. So the fact that I talked about haunting and I'm seeing this now, I'm like, oh yeah, nailed that one. It's pretty fun. So this actually is probably going to give me creepy dreams, though. I do say it's going to make me a little bit scared. All of those whispers in the background make me feel like I am in the middle of a horror video game. I don't do well with that at all. Ooh, man, hearing this, it just reminds me how much impact whispers can have. And the next time I make a track that's evil, I just released one, but the next time I do it, I'm going to add some whispers in there. Thank you, Amy Lee. Thank you, Evanescence, for inspiring me just now. It's like such a good payoff for something so small that is like zero of your vocal budget. I love it.
The thoughts in my head. So I can't trust myself
I have to take a few steps back here and extend this idea about different colors to even be different textures and apply that to the whole band. I am listening more in depth now to the music surrounding Amy's voice. And they are really great at finding different sounds that can complement, yet bringing different kinds of sounds into each section as well. The lift, that pre-chorus right before we dove in, that had this beautiful swirling piano in it. And then I hear other times when we have so much distortion in the sound, but that complements her voice so nicely when it's in the upper register and it's just that pure, clean line with lots of clarity, lots of that brilliance on it. Because the distortion and the brilliance live in two different places in our frequencies, right? It's just smart. Again, maybe very instinctual. I want to go back here and just talk about some of these incredible textures.
Losing the thoughts in my head. So I can trust.
So even there with the different kinds of vocal textures, we have those oohs right there. A lot more smooth, a lot more dissipated as well. Definitely a backing kind of texture, but it has enough pitch and cleanliness in it that I don't think those would back against the belting line as well, but they back against this lower gritty line extremely well. Also that creepy piano again. Little prepared elements in there. It's okay. I got to come back to this piano one more time. So it feels kind of like we're picking pitches out like it's 12-tone theory or something, right? Where you're looking for just how many different series of pitches you can get that sound really creepy together. But then there are other sounds in there that sound like they've got the stuff stuck in the piano. I'm really curious where their inspiration came from for putting together these different sounds. It is unexpected. It has elements of contemporary classical music, and then it has lots of elements of rock and metal, and then even elements of pop in there. It's brilliant and shocking at the same time. Oh, there's the strings, for example, that are right there. Lots of horror elements. There's that swirling piano underneath. So pretty. Like we got some Debussy or Ravel in there. Beautiful use of the diving where all the sound seems to go away. It's like when your adrenaline just pumps up so much that your ears get plugged, you can't even hear anything well. By the way, imagine if you're being a lead singer and you have adrenaline that strong going. Just imagine how difficult that is to do. So the dive off is the adrenaline pumping where everything else seems to get quiet. So cool. What a good combo. I like where this is going. I'm a sucker for guitar solos now. The music video of her swimming while singing these things, I don't know how they shot it. It looks so good. So good. I love it. It feels like I've got a creepy mermaid from Harry Potter, some sort of banshee, perhaps. It's just, wow. What a cool idea for a music video. How do you capture that intense? I like the way that she has moments where she's coming forward to really nail a certain line, a certain lyric. You can tell that she feels very strongly about these. I'm gonna go back one more time through there. I'll let the guitar solo play through. I know you guys like that. And then we're gonna talk a little bit more about the singer's journey, how I'm interpreting the lyrics right now. How does your makeup stay in place in that water? Huh. Well, first of all, guitar solo. This is the one point in the song I'm going to bicker with here. I wish it was longer. I was excited to go on a journey with that, and I felt like I went like 3 steps with it. So I like guitar solos, and I like them to be long. But please don't be 4.5 minutes long and make me eat my words like I did in Freebird, y'all. Whew, gosh, that was so uncomfortable. But that being said, singer's journey. So I feel that these lyrics can be interpreted in so many possible ways. That's exciting. Great, great lyrics often have the ability for people to emotionally attach to them at different points in their life. I love that. I feel that this set of lyrics can really apply to performers in so many ways because there is this need to perform and connect with the audience no matter what is going on in life. And that can be really, really challenging, this pressure to always be on. Sometimes people will feel like they are drowning on stage, like they're almost in some sort of euphoria. Maybe they're drunk on stage. It's become some sort of drug to them. And then there's obviously a ton of drug use that can happen within lead singers, especially bands, I should say, especially as well. And that definitely leads to a lot of sad things. I think it's fascinating, though, this idea that of diving, of needing to breathe again. And I feel that it can apply to many of the emotional surges and mental states that many performers experience, or it could apply to something that's super romantic. So many different options. But one of the things that I love about great singers and performers like Amy Lee is that whenever I've heard her sing live, she seems like she has a fresh connection to the lyrics. I personally believe in journaling before every performance because I want whatever truth it is that I have that day to be what I'm speaking. That's the subtext underneath. You can have fantastic lyrics, but if you don't fill them with subtext that is true that day, I just don't think they're going to hit the same. She seems to always fill her lyrics, fill her sound with something super personal. We don't have to know what that personal story is that day, but we feel it. So brilliant lyrics and brilliant performance, both. Back just a little. It's like an industrial background there. Whew. So scary. The crowd all looks like energy zombies. Terrifying. This entire video speaks to me so much as a singer and performer. This idea of you love your crowd, you love your audience, but also sometimes they feel like energy zombies. Wow. Ooh. I love that extra set of hits at the end. Nice. Yeah. I just went back and read the first verse lyrics again, and I love the ability of the self to help get out of any sort of drowning that I see in those lyrics. This is both empowering and insightful, and I love all of the textures and the different colors that are brought into it. It's such a pleasure to listen to. So thank you to Amy Lee and Evanescence. And if you'd like some more songs that I find to be just full of color and texture, you can check out this playlist over here. May you fall more in love with music every day.